Welcome back to The Missing Workflow. I'm Sheri Yates with Bridge RM. Over the last few episodes, we've talked about the workflow gap in mortgage servicing and the kinds of solutions we build. Today, I want to talk about something every servicing leader cares about: results. How fast do these solutions deliver value? What does the return actually look like? Let's talk about quick wins. One of the things I love about workflow solutions in mortgage servicing is how quickly they deliver value. And the reason is simple. When you're managing critical processes manually, you're already losing money. You just might not see it clearly because the losses are distributed. A curtailment here, an inefficiency there, a compliance finding somewhere else. When you put a workflow solution in place, those distributed losses start consolidating into measurable savings. Let me give you some examples. First, legal watch. One missed first legal deadline costs $8,000. The tool costs $5,000 a month. If it catches 8 deadlines in a year that would have been missed, it's paid for itself. In practice, it catches far more than 8. Lost draft workflow. If better workflow management reduces your average cycle time by even a few days across hundreds of claims, the reduction in borrower complaints and the improvement in borrower experience is significant. And if it prevents even one regulatory finding related to lost draft handling, the value is immediate. Default reporting. If automating your reporting process saves 1 FTE's worth of time, or even half an FTE, the cost savings are obvious and immediate, and the reduction in error risk is a bonus. These aren't theoretical benefits that take years to materialize. They're tangible improvements that show up in your first month of operation. But the quick wins aren't just about direct cost savings. One of the biggest and sometimes underappreciated benefits is management oversight. Here's what I mean. When your workflows are manual, management visibility is limited. You know what you can see, and you can only see what someone puts in front of you. If you want to know how your team is performing against first legal deadlines, someone has to pull a report. If you want to know how many lost drafts are stalled, someone has to go count. If you want to know whether your TRS driving actions are on track, someone has to run the numbers. With a workflow solution, that visibility is built in. Dashboards update in real time. Trending reports show you whether performance is improving or declining before it becomes a crisis. You can see which areas are on track and which ones need attention. You can make decisions based on data instead of instinct. For servicing leaders, that's transformative. You go from managing by exception, finding out about problems after they've become expensive, to managing proactively. You can see the problem developing and intervene before it costs you money. And when regulators or investors ask how you're managing a particular area, you're not pulling spreadsheets and hoping. You're showing them dashboards, reports, historical trends, and audit trails. That confidence is worth a lot. I talk to servicing leaders all the time who agree they need better workflow management, but think it's going to be a massive, disruptive implementation project. It doesn't have to be. Here's how we work at Bridge RM. You start by telling us where you're struggling. What's the area that's causing the most pain right now? First legal deadlines, lost drafts, reporting, something else. We start there. We design a solution around your specific processes, your specific rules, your specific reporting needs. This isn't off-the-shelf software where you have to change how you work to fit the tool. The tool is built to fit how you work. Implementation is straightforward. We get your data through file upload, API, whatever works for your environment. We set up the rules and workflows. We do training with your team, and you go live. For First Legal Watch, that process is measured in weeks, not months. And once you see the value in one area, you can expand. Maybe you started with first legal deadlines, and now you want to tackle lost drafts. Great. Same approach, same platform, new workflow. The solutions build on each other. The key insight is this: you don't have to solve everything at once. Start with the area that's costing you the most. Get a win, then expand from there. I started this podcast series with a simple observation. Your servicing system tracks the data, but it doesn't manage the workflow. And that gap is where losses, inefficiency, and risk live. Bridge RM closes that gap. We build workflow solutions purpose-built for mortgage servicing with the work, queues, dashboards, reporting, and automation your team needs to manage proactively instead of reactively. Whether it's first legal deadlines, lost drafts, default reporting, or any other area where you're struggling, we want to hear about it. Visit bridgerm.com to schedule a conversation. Let's figure out where your quick win is and get started. I'm Sheri Yates with BridgeRM. Thanks for listening to The Missing Workflow. Now go find your missing workflows, and let's get started.